Hello beautiful people, today I am going to be talking about the future of theme parks. Do remember that this is just my opinion, this is what I think sort of needs to happen and sort of my overall sort of, not really prediction, just sort of like opinion of the future of theme parks. And it's, I feel like all of it's just UK based, so this is just based sort of for parks in the UK. Because I am sort of more of a UK based enthusiast, like I don't really go to parks abroad just because I can't afford it and I'm scared to go on a plane and stuff. But yeah, and sorry that my hair is like this, but we're not going to talk about this right now, so we're going to get on with the video. So I've sort of made like bullet points on my phone, just sort of like things to talk about really. I saw a comment on, I think it was Theme Park Worldwide, the show, like the latest one. I saw someone comment saying, can you do a video about the future of theme parks? And I thought, hey, I'm gonna steal that idea and do it. So whoever commented that, they're probably not watching this video, but if you are, I've stolen your idea, I'm sorry. If you are that person that commented that, leave your name in the comments and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Actually no, not in my next video because that's already pre-filmed. Whenever I film my next video I'll give you a shout out. But yeah, I mean, maybe Sean might do this video and his video will be a lot better than this one, but I thought why not just give my take on it, because I feel like me and Sean are going to have very different opinions. So yeah. So the first bullet point I have on my list is sort of a negative one. Like, we're starting off on a negative and then I feel like we're gonna get more positive as the video goes on. So the first bullet point I have is accidents. Now, accidents at theme parks, they can have such a major effect on theme parks and like certain rides that the accident happened on. Like, I'm not gonna list like all the accidents that we've had in the UK and stuff. But to be honest, it's really not that many. We've had some really major ones, but we've had some like little small ones as well. So, you know, so I feel like the sort of like major accident that we've like ever had in the UK is the Smiler crash. And I thought, back then I sort of thought, oh, is the Smiler gonna reopen? It was closed for a very long time. And apparently they took away all the like branding and the theming for it and stuff, which I thought was slightly odd. So whether they were going to get a re-theme or not, I don't know, but they have stuck to the same sort of Smiler theme, like the logo and stuff. And I just think that it has had a massive impact on the ride, because I feel like from what I've seen from like social media and vlogs and stuff, not as many people are riding the Smiler as they were before this accident happened. So obviously that's had like a major effect on the Smiler. But I feel like the future of the Smiler is certain, like it's gonna stay. And I feel like more people are gonna ride it as time goes on. It's gonna get more busier and busier and busier, and it's gonna get more popular. People are just sort of, they're not going to forget about it obviously, but I don't know, it won't sort of just be running through their heads every time they think of the Smiler. And that's one thing that really annoys me. If someone just even mentions the Smiler, it's like the crash always has to come up, and it's like there's no need. Now, I'm not speaking about people in the community, I'm just speaking about the general sort of public, like people in my college. The amount of times that they've mentioned Alton Towers and like the crash and it being not safe and stuff, it's really pissed me off. But you know, that's their opinion, so I can't really judge. So accidents can affect the rides. They can affect whether the ride will stay open depending how serious the accident actually was. I feel like with the M&D's crash, that ride has now been taken down because it wasn't safe, I don't think. I don't know, I haven't really done a lot of like research for this video, but yeah, I feel like I saw on my Facebook page the other day that the tsunami ride has been dismantled. because of the crash, because I think they did like a load of inspections on it and it turned out that it just wasn't actually safe. I don't know why, but apparently it wasn't, so they've just dismantled it, it's gone, and if it wasn't for the accident it probably would still be there today. So it's sort of sad that we've lost another roller coaster, but then again it's sort of a good thing, because if it wasn't safe then obviously people can't ride it, and there's less risk of accidents like that happening. So I've put accidents can affect the rides, temporary closures like with the Smiler, and that was closed for, it wasn't closed for about a year, was it? It was closed for like a few months. And I've put possibly permanent, I can't say this word, possibly permanent closures, so like Tsunami at M&D's, that's like just gone. I don't know whether anything will replace that or not, but I don't know. So, you know, accidents, they can sort of give that park a bad reputation, and they can give that certain ride a really bad reputation, but I feel like accidents haven't really had a major effect on theme parks recently, so I don't know. Hopefully less accidents will actually happen in the future. Hopefully no accidents will happen, obviously, but yeah. The next bullet point I have is closed theme parks. So in the past we have had a few theme parks that have just closed down because they wasn't doing well. The statistics weren't as high. I mean, some of them just closed just because, I don't know, unknown reasons, I guess. Maybe family problems, maybe they were struggling to like put new rides in and stuff, I don't know. But a few closed theme parks that we've had in the past in the UK were American Adventure. I feel like American Adventure was very, very popular. It was a childhood park for me. I loved it. I was very, very sad when it got closed down, and I didn't really understand sort of why it got closed down, and I still don't now. Apparently it's just being made into houses now, and it's like, Derby, like, get your act together, like, please just reopen it, like put a new theme park in there, even if it's just like a fun fair. We need something in Derby. So it was quite sad that American Adventure closed, because that was like the only good thing about Derby, and they did have some really good rides there, so it was really sad when American Adventure closed down. Pleasure Island, that was a more recent closure, that only closed like last year, I think. And that was really sad. Even though I've never been to Pleasure Island, I feel like it was quite sad when it was announced that it would be closing, because I watched a vlog from Theme Park Worldwide of Pleasure Island, and it was a really good vlog, but like the park looked really, really good, and like I would visit that park. Like I wanted to go and visit that park. As soon as I watched it, I was just like, yeah, like I really want to go to Pleasure Island. And then a few weeks later it was like, oh, we're closing now, we're closing forever, woo. And it was like, oh no. So yeah, that was quite sad, because they had some really good rides there. They had a really good coaster. I probably wouldn't ride the coaster, I can't remember what the roller coaster was called, but it's that like boomerang coaster where it goes forwards and then it goes like backwards and stuff. So I probably wouldn't ride that, but I would probably ride pretty much everything else, and just like the general atmosphere of the park looked really good, and I could just feel it through the vlog. Like the park looked really good, it felt really good, and I'm not too sure why it closed. I think it was just because of like statistics, like they weren't very high, the park wasn't doing very well. I think they had plans to do like really well and they were going to be a really successful park, but then it just sort of didn't turn out like that, which is quite sad, to be honest. But I guess these things happen. Whether anything will replace Pleasure Island, I don't know, probably not. And another theme park we've had closed in the UK is Camelot. I don't really know a lot about Camelot. I don't think I've actually ever been, so I can't really comment on it. But again, it's really sad that we've lost another theme park, because like, I mean, we have lost a few sort of rides here and there, but then when it's an actual theme park that closes down, it's like, oh, like another theme park is gone, and like, oh, another theme park is gone, and it's like, how many more theme parks are going to close down? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's quite sad, but hopefully we'll have less theme park closures in the UK in the future. But the most recent one has been Pleasure Island, so I don't know. And that brings me on to my next bullet point, which is closed rides. So we haven't actually had that many closed rides in the UK, which is obviously a good thing. There is like thousands of rides in the UK, but we have had a few closures. We've had Nemesis Subterra. I don't know whether that's closed just for like refurbishment, or I don't know. I'm not too sure how long it's been closed either, because I mean, I've never been to Haunted Towers. I don't really know a lot about Nemesis Subterra, but I do know that it has been closed for a while. I think it was closed last season and the season before that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it was. And so I don't think anyone knows what's really going on with that. No. A more recent closure that we've had is the Slammer at Thorpe Park. Even though I've never been to Thorpe Park and I've never like ridden the Slammer, I probably, even if it was like still open now, I probably would have never ridden it. But it was quite sad when that was announced, because apparently it was like the only ride of that type left in the world, I think. Left in the UK. I think it was left in the world, I'm not too sure, but it was like a really unique ride. So it was like really sad to see that get closed down, and I know that a lot of enthusiasts love that ride, so it was quite sad that that was announced by Thorpe Park. But whether that means something new is going to replace it, I don't know. And then we've also had like Ripsaw and the Log Flume at Alton Towers, go-karts at Pleasure Beach, they've been taken out. But the thing is, I feel like if a ride closes, it isn't necessarily a bad thing, because Ripsaw and Log Flume at Alton Towers, they closed to make way for SW8, I think anyway. I'm pretty sure they did, but I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they closed to make way for SW8. And I know that a lot of people are really excited for it, and it's like going to be a first for Alton Towers, because it's going to be a wooden coaster. Alton Towers haven't currently got a wooden coaster. So you know, that's like quite exciting. Go-karts at Pleasure Beach, they've been taken out to make way for Icon, and the go-karts weren't really my thing anyway, so I'm not too bothered about them. So you know, like some closures can be like good things, and they can sort of be done to make way for better rides, but then some of them are just closed for like no reason, or they're just not doing very well and stuff like that. So that is quite sad. But you know, I feel like most of the time certain rides close to make way for new rides and like bigger rides, and just sort of to make it better, I guess. And my next bullet point is sort of about politics. I'm not really a politics kind of gal, but my next bullet point is Brexit. I am so sick of hearing about Brexit, but like, you know, I'm in the UK. We're leaving Europe, basically. It's a bit of a shit thing that's going on right now. But hey, we won't talk about that. I don't really understand it all, so yeah. But I thought, how will Brexit affect theme parks? I don't think Brexit will have like a massive effect on the future of theme parks. I just feel like prices might go up slightly, but I feel like it's not really going to affect any rides. It's not going to affect like management or anything like that, so I don't think we really need to worry about that. But if you're sort of into politics and you sort of know about like Brexit and stuff, do let me know your opinion in the comments, because I'd really like to know if Brexit is actually going to affect theme parks. I mean, I don't think it will. I just feel like it's just gonna sort of up the prices a little bit, but I don't think it will affect theme parks like massively. So yeah, that's sort of a relief. Hopefully anyway. This is just like all of my opinions, so this could be like completely wrong. And my next bullet point is VR, virtual reality. How many more coasters will have virtual reality? I don't know. A lot of coasters, not just sort of in the UK, but just sort of like in the world, seem to be having virtual reality. And I don't know, I mean, I've never like experienced virtual reality, and to be honest, I'm not bothered that I haven't. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, I need to go on like Galactica or Alton Towers to experience VR. Like, I mean, I would like to, yeah, but I'm not like desperate to. Like, if I went my whole life without experiencing virtual reality, I wouldn't care. Like, it's not on my bucket list or anything like that. I feel like it would just sort of ruin the experience for me. Like, say if like Pleasure Beach put virtual reality on like the big one, or like Big Dipper or Steeplechase, I feel like it would just ruin the whole thing. Like, coasters are there for a reason, especially like big coasters. Like, just think of like the views and the whole just experience, especially if you're on the front row. I feel like virtual reality would just ruin the whole experience, but hey, that's just my opinion. I feel like a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of virtual reality, but you know, hopefully it will sort of phase out of going into theme parks. I feel like it's just not right. Like, it just doesn't really work, so I don't know, but hopefully virtual reality will sort of be on its way out in the future. And I mean, I'm not like, I don't want it to do well, because like, it is a business and obviously they want to do well and stuff, and they just want to please the guests, but I feel like they can do it elsewhere other than theme parks. So I don't know, let me know what you think of virtual reality in the comments. And the next bullet point is actually about Fantasy Island. So the reason that I've made this bullet point is because Fantasy Island have had like a major like makeover, like not a rebrand, but like refurbishment. They've had like a major refurbishment, and it looks 10 times better than it did before. It's just a lot more like modern, and it looks 10 times better. And the reason I'm saying this is because are more parks going to do what Fantasy Island has done? Like, are they going to have more indoor sections for when it's like raining and stuff? Are they going to put like projection mapping in? Are they going to have more shows as well? That's also another thing. I haven't like listed it, but I feel like theme park shows, we haven't got a lot of those in the UK. I feel like in the future we need more theme park shows. The only sort of one I can think of is Hot Ice at Pleasure Beach. There used to be one at Alton Towers, but I don't think that's running anymore. I feel like there's a show at Drayton Manor, but I could be wrong. Actually, I don't think there is. No, I don't think there is. There might have used to have been, but then, oh no, I don't know. But like I said, the only show I can think of in the UK is Hot Ice at Pleasure Beach. And I feel like more parks need shows. Like, if you went to somewhere like Europa Park or Portaventura or Disney, you could like watch their shows and be like, wow. Like, just think of like the Europa Park parade. Like, think of that, and then think of like what we have in the UK. Like, we don't have any parades at all, and that's so like depressing that we don't have anything like that. Because it's like, parades are so good and they're so much fun. I feel like we need like a Disney Paint the Night parade. That is like my favourite ever. So we need something like that in the UK. Anyway, I've just completely gone like off topic, but like, I feel like more parks need to do what Fantasy Island have done. They need to really take a good look at what they have and then think, right, how can we improve it? What can we do to make it more modern? What can we do to bring more people in? Like Fantasy Island, they have like a full-on modern arcade. They have like bowling alleys. They have projection mapping. They have family rides, kids rides. They have like the whole package. Whereas somewhere like, I don't want to offend like any parks, because I do really love the UK and I do really love UK parks. But say somewhere like Drayton Manor, they don't have like an indoor section with like projection mapping. They don't have any shows. They don't have like, I don't know, I just feel like it's not really that modern. I mean, they've refurbished Ben 10, that's now, I think it's Accelerator, I think it's called. They've completely refurbished that, which is good. So it's like, that could be a sign of what are they going to do to other rides? Are they going to refurbish other rides to make it more modern? I don't know, but I feel like Fantasy Island not Fantasy Island, other parks need to do what Fantasy Island have done and just make it more modern, get more shows in, get rid of VR, get more rides open than closed, and yeah. So basically that was my opinion on like the future of theme parks. I feel like my overall opinion about the future of theme parks is that I feel like we're gonna be fine. Like, the UK are gonna have loads of theme parks left in the future. I mean, rides will go, rides will come, you know, rides will come and go as time goes on. But again, that might be for like a good reason and stuff. So I feel like the future is very bright for theme parks at the moment. Like, there isn't really a lot of like bad things going on at theme parks at the moment. I mean, you have like the Drayton Manor accident, but I feel like once that's sort of resolved, Drayton Manor can go back to how they used to be, and gate figures will hopefully go up for Drayton Manor and stuff. Hopefully that won't have like a massive effect on Drayton Manor. Also, thoughts and prayers go out to that girl's family, because it was like a really tragic accident. So yeah, but that was basically my opinion of the future of theme parks. Remember, this is just my opinion. Like, this isn't like confirmed, this isn't like what I think you guys should think. You guys probably disagree with everything that I have said in this video, which is completely fine. We all have different opinions, and that's what makes us different people. That's what makes life exciting. So do comment your opinion on theme parks down below. I'll leave all of these bullet points in the description box, and you can sort of go through and tell me what you guys think in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I will see you guys on Wednesday for a top 5. If not, I'll see you guys next weekend for another video. Bye guys, love you.